All right, so let's jump right into this deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're tackling something that I know a lot of you out there listening are very interested in, and that's getting rich.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing it with kind of a twist.
Yeah.
We're using an audio version of a book called The Science of Getting Rich.
Right.
Now, this book was written way back in 1910
Wow.
by a guy named Wallace D. Wattles.
Okay.
Now, I know what you might be thinking.
Hmm.
A century-old book on getting rich?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
But hold on, because Wattles' premise is surprisingly bold.
Okay.
He claims there's a precise science to getting rich, like math with specific laws that lead to success.
Interesting.
Guaranteed if you follow them. So
Right.
it's a pretty,
That's a pretty big claim.
yeah, pretty big claim.
Yeah.
Um,
It is fascinating how direct Wattles is.
yeah,
He doesn't tiptoe around the subject at all.
right.
He flat out says that being rich is your birthright.
Wow, so that's a pretty powerful statement.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with this whole right to be rich idea? It can't just be about pure greed,
Well,
right?
You're right, it's not. It
Yeah.
goes deeper than that.
Uh,
Wattles believes that true wealth enables you to fully develop your body, mind, and soul.
hmm.
Think about it, everything you probably want in a richer. Life travel, education, meaningful relationships, helping others in a real way.
Yeah.
All of that requires resources.
Mm-hmm.
It's about tapping into your full potential, not just accumulating stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I
Yeah.
think everyone wants a richer life,
Sure.
not just financially, but in terms of experiences and opportunities as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But so many people believe that wealth is all about luck, talent, or being in the right place at the right time.
In the right place at the right time.
What does Waddles say about that?
Well, Wattles throws those beliefs right out the window.
Okay.
He uses examples of people from similar backgrounds,
Okay.
some who thrive financially,
Right.
others who don't. And his point is that it's not about circumstance, but about a specific way of thinking and acting,
Okay.
a scientific approach.
So like a formula.
Yeah, a formula.
Okay.
And the best part is, he believes anyone can learn it.
Okay. So no silver spoon, no genius IQ required.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
But there's this nagging fear that I think a lot of us have. It's,
Mhm.
the idea that resources are limited.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I get rich, someone else has to lose out.
Right. The pie's only so big,
Right, exactly. Yeah.
so to speak.
So what does Waddles say about that?
Wattles tackles that fear head on.
Okay.
He argues that there is more than enough wealth to go around. He
Okay.
even provides this striking example.
Mm-hmm.
He says there are enough building materials in the United States alone to construct a palace for every single family on Earth.
Whoa, hold on. A palace for every family?
Every family.
That's hard to even wrap my head around.
It is.
Yeah, so where does all this abundance come from, according to Waddles?
He introduces this concept of formless substance.
Okay.
Think of it like an infinite well of creative energy
Okay.
that responds to human needs.
Okay.
It's the raw material of everything,
Hmm.
constantly changing and reshaping based on our thoughts.
Hold on. Our thoughts.
Our thoughts.
Is he saying our thoughts can actually shape reality and bring us wealth?
That's exactly what he's saying. Thought is the creative power
Okay.
that molds this formless substance into tangible things,
Uh-huh.
including wealth.
Uh-huh.
It's not unlike the law of attraction you hear about today,
Right.
putting a clear intention out there
Yeah.
instead of scattered, random thoughts.
Interesting.
The more defined and focused your thoughts are,
Uh-huh.
the more powerful they become in manifesting what you want.
So if I want to get rich, I need to be crystal clear about what that looks like, down to the specifics.
Precisely.
Okay.
You need a vivid mental picture
Okay.
of your desired life.
All right.
But there's another element that Wattles emphasizes, one that many people overlook.
All right. I'm intrigued. What is it?
Gratitude.
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 What does being thankful have to do with getting rich?
Well, Wattles believes that gratitude aligns you with that creative force
Okay.
and acts like a magnet for abundance.
Hmm.
You're essentially tuning in to the right frequency
Okay.
to receive what you're putting out there.
Mm-hmm.
The more grateful you are for what you have,
Yeah.
the more you open yourself up to receiving even more.
Interesting. So it's not just about thinking about wealth,
Right.
but also feeling genuine gratitude for it even before it shows up.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about cultivating a abundance mindset,
Mm-hmm.
believing that what you want is already on its way to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This brings up a really important question. What
Okay.
about action?
Yeah.
Do I just sit around visualizing and feeling grateful?
Right.
Or do I actually have to, like, do something?
That's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Wattles warns against passive dreaming. While thought and feeling are important, action is the crucial bridge that connects your mental creation to physical reality.
So there has to be that link.
There has to be that link.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He emphasizes aligning your actions with your thoughts
Okay.
for maximum effectiveness.
I like that. Efficient action.
Yeah.
So what does efficient action look like in practice
Okay.
when it comes to attracting wealth?
Wattles provides some concrete advice.
Okay.
First, always strive to give more in value
Okay.
than you take in cash
Okay.
in every transaction.
Interesting.
Ask yourself, how much value am I creating for others?
Right.
Second, always project an aura of increase
Hmm.
to everyone you interact with.
What does that mean?
Think of it as radiating abundance,
Okay.
success, and growth.
Okay. So it's like not just what I'm doing,
Right.
but kind of like how I'm being.
How you're being.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
This is starting to click for me now. It's
Yeah.
not just about accumulating.
But about giving, creating value,
Yeah.
and fostering a sense of abundance for everyone involved.
You got it.
Okay.
It's a win-win approach,
Yeah.
which is fundamental to this creative mindset.
Right.
But let's be honest,
Yeah.
it's not always easy to maintain that positive,
Yeah.
abundant mindset.
No.
Is it?
Not always, no.
Doubts and fears can creep in.
Oh, tell me about it. It's
Yeah.
like I can already hear those little voices whispering, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if I'm not good enough?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so how do we deal with that?
Well, Wattles anticipated these challenges.
Okay.
He tackles common pitfalls like fear, doubt, worry, and fixating on what you lack
Right.
instead of focusing on abundance.
Yeah.
He was a big believer in willpower to control your thoughts
Okay.
and maintain a positive mental state.
So it's about making a conscious choice
Yes,
to focus on the good, even when things feel tough.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's about actively cultivating a belief.
In your ability to succeed. He shares this great anecdote about a student who initially asked for just a rug and a stove,
Oh, wow.
then realized he could ask for so much more.
Right.
It's about pushing past
Yeah.
your self-imposed limitations
Yeah.
and expanding your vision.
That's a great reminder that
Yeah.
we often underestimate our own potential.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's easy to get stuck in that limited mindset.
It is. It is. Wattles reassures us that even what we perceive as failures can be blessings in disguise when we're aligned with this science of getting rich. They often redirect us towards something even better
Okay.
than we initially imagined.
So even if things don't go exactly as planned,
Right.
I should trust the process and keep moving forward.
That's the key.
Okay.
Trust the process, stay focused on your vision,
Uh-huh.
and always maintain an attitude of gratitude.
I'm definitely starting to see the power in this approach.
Good.
It's about so much more than just money. It's about creating a life of abundance in all areas.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what makes Wattles' work so relevant even today.
It does.
It's a timeless philosophy for achieving not just financial success, but a fulfilling life aligned with your potential.
A fulfilling life. That's it.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Good.
I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear more
Yes,
about the practical steps they can take to apply these principles to their own lives.
absolutely.
And we'll definitely delve into those practical strategies next time.
We will.
We'll unpack Wattles' advice on finding the right business, making a lasting impression of increase, and of course, cultivating that advancing personality he talked about.
Looking forward to it.
Sounds like we have a lot more ground to cover.
We do.
But for now, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Yeah, okay.
If our thoughts really do shape reality, what could happen if more people embraced this belief
Yeah.
and actually acted on it?
That's a powerful thought to consider.
Yeah.
It could lead to a profound shift in our world.
Until next time, keep those visions clear, those actions efficient, and that gratitude flowing.
Absolutely.
Welcome back. Last time we were laying the groundwork for understanding Wattles' science of getting rich.
Right.
We explored this idea of the right to be rich, the power of thought, the importance of gratitude, and efficient action.
Absolutely.
And we also touched on the idea that there's more than enough abundance to go around,
Yep.
enough to build a palace for every family on Earth if we were to just use the materials in the U.S. alone.
That's right. An incredible concept.
It is. It
Yeah,
is. And I think that abundance mindset is key
Oh, absolutely.
to unlocking this potential that Wattles talks about.
Totally agree.
But I have to admit, one thing that really stuck with me was this concept of efficient action.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just daydream about wealth, right?
It's not, no.
We have to take action, but in this specific, purposeful way.
Absolutely. Wattles emphasizes that every action, no matter how small, should be performed with the intention of creating value for others
Okay.
and ultimately leading you toward your financial goals.
So it's not about cutting corners or looking for shortcuts, but about doing your absolute best.
That's it.
In every single task.
In every single task, that's right.
He also talks about the importance of being in the right business.
Yes.
Which I think is a major concern for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
How do you know if you're on the right path, career-wise?
Well, Wattles acknowledges that having natural talents and abilities in a particular field can definitely make things easier.
Right.
But he doesn't believe you're limited by your current skill set.
Okay.
He argues that you can develop any talent, any skill you need to thrive in any business.
Okay.
It's about aligning your passion with purposeful action.
So I shouldn't feel trapped in a job I hate just because I think I'm not good at anything else.
That's exactly what Wattles suggests.
Okay.
If you have a burning desire to do something, a true passion for it, he believes that's a sign you have the potential to excel in that area. He sees desire as an expression of power, seeking an outlet.
Okay.
So tap into that passion and let it fuel your journey.
That's incredibly empowering.
It is.
So what if I'm already in a business and I'm having second thoughts?
Yeah.
Should I just make a drastic change, jump ship?
Yeah.
Or is there a smarter approach?
Wattles advises against making rash decisions.
Okay.
He suggests that the best way to transition into a new business or environment is through gradual growth.
Okay.
Use your current situation as a stepping stone,
Huh?
a learning experience, a way to gather the skills and resources you need to make a successful transition.
So don't quit your day job on a whim.
Right.
But if you're unhappy and you see a clear path to pursue your passion, don't be afraid to take a calculated risk
That's a great way to put it.
and make a move.
Yeah, it's about being strategic, but also decisive and courageous when the right opportunity presents itself.
Wattles also talks about making an impression of increase
Yes.
on everyone you encounter. That sounds a bit vague.
Yeah.
What exactly does he mean by that?
He's talking about conveying a sense of abundance, growth, and success in all your interactions.
Okay.
It's about projecting an energy that inspires confidence and draws people to you. Think of people like Oprah Winfrey or Richard Branson.
Yeah.
They had this aura of success that goes beyond just their wealth.
Right. So it's not about being flashy or showing off.
No, not at all.
But about subtly radiating this sense of possibility and abundance.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let your actions, your words, and even your demeanor speak for themselves.
Interesting.
People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and success. They want to be around people who can create opportunities and add value to their lives.
It's like that saying, you attract what you are.
Right.
If you project success, you're more likely to attract it.
Exactly.
But Wattles takes it a step further.
Really, he does.
Yeah.
He believes that by embodying this impression of increase, you actually contribute to the increase of others. It's a win-win philosophy.
Okay.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not about taking from others,
No,
but about creating a more abundant world
that's it.
for everyone.
For everyone, that's right.
It's like we're all in this together.
We are.
And our success can inspire and uplift others.
Absolutely.
And he offers some practical advice
Yeah.
on how to cultivate this impression of increase.
He does.
One key point is to always give more in use value
Right.
than you take in cash value in every transaction.
That's right.
Meaning focus on providing real,
Real value, yeah.
tangible value to others.
Yes.
Going above and beyond their expectations.
Yes. Don't just focus on what you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what you can contribute. That spirit of generosity is ultimately what creates lasting wealth and abundance.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Think about companies like Google or Apple.
Right.
They've created products and services that have added immense value
Absolute.
to our lives.
To our lives, that's right.
It's a shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
It is.
From competition to collaboration.
Exactly.
And that seems to be a recurring theme in Wattles' work.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's the core of his philosophy.
Okay.
He believes that by aligning ourselves with the creative force of the universe, we can tap into an unlimited supply of abundance. It's not about fighting for a limited piece of the pie,
Right.
but about baking a bigger pie
I like that.
for everyone to share.
Yeah, and that abundance isn't just about money.
No,
It's about everything that makes life richer
absolutely.
and more fulfilling.
Yeah.
Health, happiness, love, purpose, creativity.
You've got it.
So many things.
So many things.
Wattles believed that when we prioritize those things, the money will naturally flow as a byproduct.
That's right.
It's about aligning our desires with the universe's desire for more life, more expression, more abundance in all forms.
You got it.
It's almost like a spiritual approach to wealth creation.
It is. It is.
And speaking of spirituality,
Yeah,
Wattles even goes as far as to say that it's God's will for us to be rich.
he does. He argues that when we're financially abundant,
Okay.
we have the resources and the freedom to better express God's creative power in the world. It's a bold statement that challenges us to rethink our relationship with wealth
Yeah.
and to see it as a potential force for good in the world.
That's a powerful perspective.
It is.
Not about hoarding wealth for ourselves,
No,
but about using it to create a more beautiful and fulfilling world for everyone.
exactly. But let's be realistic.
Yeah.
The road to wealth isn't always smooth.
It's not. No.
What about those times when we inevitably face challenges and setbacks?
Right, because life throws curveballs.
It does.
And it's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned.
Absolutely.
So what does Wattles say about navigating those tough times?
Wattles acknowledges that we'll all encounter obstacles and setbacks on our journey, but he encourages us to view these challenges as opportunities for growth and learning.
Okay.
It's like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
So instead of letting setbacks derail us,
Yeah.
we should see them as tests of our resilience and our commitment to our vision.
So kind of reaffirming our commitment.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of maintaining a grateful mind,
Okay.
even in the face of adversity.
So even when things are tough.
Even when things are tough,
Yeah.
gratitude keeps us connected to that source of infinite abundance.
Hmm.
Even when it seems like everything is going wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about focusing on what we still have
Okay.
and what we've learned from the experience.
Right. Those silver linings.
Exactly. The silver linings.
He also talks about the power of willpower
Yes.
in overcoming negative thoughts and emotions.
He does.
Right.
Yes, he stresses that we have the power to choose our focus.
Okay.
Dwelling on negative thoughts and emotions only attracts more negativity into our lives.
Right.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
He does.
Instead, we need to actively cultivate a positive, abundant mindset,
Okay.
even when it's difficult.
So it's about taking control of our thoughts
Yes.
and consciously choosing to focus on the good,
That's it.
even when we're surrounded by challenges.
Absolutely.
It's about believing in ourselves
Yes.
and our ability to overcome obstacles and achieve our goals.
You've got it. It's about cultivating an unwavering faith in the power of the creative process. Waddle says that when we do this,
Yeah.
we become unstoppable forces for good in the world.
This is all incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
I'm starting to grasp the true depth of Wattles' philosophy.
Yeah.
It's about so much more than just accumulating wealth.
Okay.
It's about aligning ourselves with this creative force of the universe
Yeah.
and living a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment.
Absolutely.
It's about leaving the world a better place than we found it.
You've perfectly summarized the essence of his message.
Wow.
It's a holistic approach to success
Yeah.
that encompasses every aspect of our being.
And even though it was written over 100 years ago,
Right.
it's just as relevant and powerful today
It is.
as ever.
Absolutely. A timeless philosophy that speaks to our deepest desires
Yeah.
for a richer, more meaningful life.
I'm so inspired by Wattles' ideas.
It is.
But I know our listeners are eager to hear more about how to put these principles into practice.
Yes.
What are some specific strategies we can use to navigate the ups and downs of life's journey and stay on track toward our goals?
That's a great question, and it's something Wattles addresses directly.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of staying laser-focused on your vision,
Okay.
even when things get tough.
Yeah.
Doubt and fear are the biggest obstacles to success,
Right.
and we need to actively combat them.
So how do we do that?
Right.
How do we overcome those negative thoughts and emotions that inevitably creep in?
Wattles offers some concrete strategies.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of cultivating gratitude, even for the smallest things.
Okay.
He says that focusing on what we're grateful for shifts our energy from lack to abundance.
So even if I don't have everything I want right now,
Right.
I should still be grateful for what I do have.
Absolutely.
It's about finding those silver linings,
Yeah.
those sparks of joy,
Yes.
even amidst the chaos.
Exactly. Gratitude is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice.
Hmm.
The more we focus on what we're grateful for,
Uh-huh.
the more we attract abundance into our lives.
Okay.
It's like sending a signal to the universe that says,
Okay.
I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open to receiving more good things.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What about affirmations?
Okay.
I've heard about them before,
Yeah.
but I've always been a bit skeptical.
Sure.
Do they really work?
Wattles was a huge advocate for affirmations.
Oh, really?
He believed they were essential for reprogramming our subconscious minds for success. By repeating positive statements about ourselves and our goals,
Okay.
we can gradually change our beliefs and create a new reality.
Okay.
It's about replacing those limiting beliefs that hold us back with empowering ones that propel us forward.
So it's about consciously choosing to focus on thoughts and beliefs that support our goals and dreams,
Exactly.
rather than those that keep us stuck in fear and doubt.
That's right.
It's about retraining our minds to work for us,
Yes.
not against us.
That's the key.
But Wattles doesn't just focus on the mental game, right?
No, he doesn't.
He also talks a lot about the importance of taking action.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about visualizing and affirming, it's about taking inspired action,
That's right.
action that's aligned with our vision and our goals.
Precisely.
And it's not about frantic, haphazard action,
No.
but about taking deliberate, focused steps
That's it.
that move us closer to our desired outcome.
Yes.
It's about making every action count.
Every action count. That's right.
This brings up another interesting point that Wattles makes.
Okay.
He seems to suggest that the universe is always conspiring to help us achieve our goals.
It is, yes.
He says that opportunities will constantly be presented to us if we're open to receiving them.
Yes. He believed that the universe is inherently abundant and supportive of our desires. He says that when we align ourselves with the creative force, the universe will work with us,
Okay.
not against us,
Yeah.
to bring our vision into reality.
So it's about trusting that the universe has our back
It is.
and being open to the guidance and support it offers.
That's right.
It's about having faith that things will work out in our favor, even when we can't see the whole picture.
Exactly. It's about surrendering to the flow of life and allowing the universe to guide us towards our highest good.
This all sounds incredibly inspiring,
It is.
but I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear more about the practical steps they can take
Yes.
to apply these principles to their own lives. What are some key takeaways they can start implementing right now?
That's a great question. I think one of the most important takeaways is the power of thought.
Okay.
Wattles emphasizes that our thoughts are creative.
Yeah.
And we have the power to shape our reality with them.
Okay.
So it's essential to be mindful of our thoughts
Uh-huh.
and choose ones that support our goals and dreams.
So if I'm constantly thinking about lack and scarcity,
Yeah.
I'm actually more likely to attract those things into my life.
That's right.
It's like we're broadcasting a signal to the universe,
We are.
and it responds accordingly.
It does.
What about gratitude? We've talked about that a lot today.
We have.
Why is it so crucial to this whole process?
Wattles believed that gratitude is the key to aligning ourselves with the creative force. It's about appreciating what we already have,
Yeah.
which opens us up to receiving even more.
Okay.
It's like we're saying to the universe,
Yeah.
thank you for all the good things in my life. I'm ready for more.
So even if I don't have everything I want right now,
Right.
I should still be grateful for what I do have.
Absolutely.
It's about finding those pockets of joy,
Yes.
those things that make life worth living,
That's it.
and appreciating them fully.
Absolutely. Gratitude shifts our energy from lack to abundance.
Okay.
It's like saying to the universe, I trust you.
Okay.
I'm open to receiving more good things.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about action? We've touched on that as well.
Right.
What's the most important thing to remember about taking action?
Wattles emphasizes the importance of taking efficient action.
Okay.
It's not about working harder or longer.
Right.
It's about working smarter.
Okay.
It's about focusing on the most important tasks and doing them to the best of our ability. It's about making every action count.
So it's about working with purpose and intention,
That's right.
making sure that our actions are aligned with our goals
Yeah.
and our vision.
Absolutely.
It's about making every step we take a step in the right direction.
Exactly. And it's about being consistent.
Okay.
Wattles says that small, consistent actions taken over time will eventually lead to great results.
Right. Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like the compound effect, small, consistent efforts build upon each other over time to create massive momentum.
This all sounds very empowering.
It
Yes,
is.
it's about taking control of our thoughts,
Uh-huh.
our emotions,
Mm.
and our actions,
Mm-hmm.
and creating the life we desire.
Absolutely.
It's about becoming the architects of our own destinies.
You've got it.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our own creative power and using it to manifest our dreams.
Yeah.
It's about realizing that we are not just passengers on this journey called life, but we are the drivers.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
Good.
I'm feeling so inspired to apply these principles to my own life.
That's
I'm
great.
starting to see the world in a whole new light.
I'm so glad to hear that. And
Yeah.
remember, this is just the beginning of our exploration of Wattles' science of getting rich.
Right.
There's so much more to discover and unpack.
I can't wait to dive even deeper next time.
We'll be back soon to continue our journey into the world of abundance and wealth creation.
Okay.
Until then, stay focused on your vision, cultivate a grateful heart, and take inspired action.
Welcome back to our deep dive into The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles.
Right.
We've covered so much ground already,
Oh, yeah.
from the right to be rich
Yeah.
to the power of thought,
Uh-huh.
gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
and efficient action.
Absolutely.
But there's one concept that we haven't fully explored yet,
Okay.
and it's one that I'm particularly intrigued by.
Right.
Wattles calls it the advancing personality.
Yes, the advancing personality.
So what is that?
Well, this is where Wattles takes those core principles that we've been discussing
Right.
and shows us how to actually embody them.
Okay.
He argues that to truly attract wealth and success, you need to become an advancing personality, someone who radiates growth, progress, and abundance in every aspect of their being.
Okay, so it's not enough to just think the right thoughts.
Yeah.
We need to actually become the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth and success.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like we have to step into that role fully.
You got it.
Okay, so I'm definitely getting the attract what you are vibe here.
Yes.
What are some of the specific traits
Okay.
of an advancing personality?
Sure.
What does that look like in action?
Well, Wattles highlights several key characteristics.
Okay.
First and foremost, an advancing personality is someone who is always seeking to grow and expand their life in all areas.
Okay.
They're constantly learning, evolving, and pushing themselves beyond their comfort zones. Think of someone like Elon Musk. He's constantly pushing the boundaries of innovation in multiple industries.
So it's about having a growth mindset,
Yes.
always being open to new experiences and opportunities, and constantly striving to learn and improve.
It's exactly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's it. An advancing personality isn't content with stagnation.
Okay.
They're driven by a deep desire to express their full potential and make a positive impact on the world.
Right.
They're not afraid to fail because they see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow.
That resonates with me.
Yeah.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself,
Right.
using your unique talents and abilities to make a real difference.
Mm-hmm.
But it also sounds like it takes a lot of courage and self-belief
Yes,
to truly step into that role.
it does. Wattles also emphasizes the importance of having a clear vision of what you want to achieve
Okay.
and the unwavering faith that you will achieve it.
Hmm.
An advancing personality is someone who knows where they're going and is confident in their ability to get there.
Yeah.
They don't let doubts or fears hold them back.
So it's not about just drifting through life,
No.
hoping for the best. It's about setting clear goals,
Yes.
creating a roadmap.
And having that unwavering determination to achieve those goals,
Yeah.
even when faced with obstacles.
Precisely. It's about having a sense of purpose and direction,
Okay.
and it's about believing in yourself and your ability to create the life you desire.
Right.
That belief is what fuels the journey.
Another quality that Wattles mentions is generosity.
Yes, it does.
He says that an advancing personality is always looking for ways to give more than they take.
That's right.
They're generous with their time, their talents, and their resources.
That's such a powerful principle.
Yeah.
The idea of providing more value than you receive. It's not about being a pushover or letting people take advantage of you.
Right.
It's about operating from a mindset of abundance and generosity,
Okay.
knowing that when we give freely,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up to receiving even more in return.
So it's about creating that cycle of abundance
Yeah.
where giving and receiving are constantly flowing back and forth,
Uh-huh.
creating a ripple effect of positive energy.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we live in an interconnected world
Mm-hmm.
and that our actions have a ripple effect on others.
Right.
When we act with generosity and kindness,
Yeah.
we contribute to the well-being of everyone around us,
Mm.
which ultimately benefits us as well.
This is all starting to make so much sense.
Good.
It's about cultivating a mindset
I guess.
and a way of being that's aligned with abundance and success in all areas of life.
That's right.
It's not just about accumulating wealth,
No.
but about becoming the best version of ourselves and making a positive impact on the world around us.
That's the true essence of Wattles' science of getting rich.
Yeah.
It's a holistic approach to success that encompasses every aspect of our being.
Mm,
And while he may have written these words over 100 years ago,
right.
his message is timeless and incredibly relevant in our world today.
It really is. This has been an amazing journey,
Good.
exploring the mind and the wisdom of Wallace D. Wattles. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to get rich.
That's great.
It's so much more than just money.
It is.
It's about living a life of purpose, meaning, and abundance in all areas.
That's it.
Well, I'm so glad that you joined us for this deep dive into the science of getting rich. I hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as I have.
Me too.
And remember, the principles we've discussed today are just a starting point. The real magic happens when you take this knowledge and start applying it to your own life. So go out there, cultivate those empowering thoughts, embrace gratitude, and take inspired action toward creating the life of your dreams. Until next time, keep those visions clear, those actions efficient, and that gratitude flowing.